There's also the issue of fats. Fats is an issue that comes up frequently. It often comes up, but it comes up even more specifically when there's an issue pertaining to cancers. We want to consume less fat. We want to eat foods that are low in fat. We want to use less fat when cooking, less in salad dressings, but we will eat what I would call good fats. So good fats, I'm thinking about olive oil in particular. It could be used pretty much everywhere in vinaigrettes or salad dressings, a little bit during cooking. We'll use fats from fish, omega-3s, which could be protective fats. And we'll put aside what we call the saturated fats. So in rich cheeses or in creams or trans fats that we should eliminate if possible. In terms of fats, we are talking about a moderate to low amount of these fats, but we want to maintain the very good quality fats. So I'm very looking forward to having questions because I continue to say things, but looking forward to your questions. Now I'd like to give you a list. It's not a very long list, but a list of foods that we want to avoid. In other words, we want to eat these as little as possible. So foods that are challenging to digest. And at the very top of the list of these difficult to digest foods are the fried foods. So everything fried, everything cooked in fat at very high temperatures, obviously. We want to eat these as little as possible. Some will say, okay, well, stay away from barbecue foods, barbecue cooked foods. Now, obviously on the barbecue we can do a lot. What we don't want to eat are foods that have been carbonized. So that thick, the black crust that happens to foods when they are too cooked on the barbecue and gives us that sort of carbonized crust, the black crust on foods. Now that carbonized layer doesn't help health at all, and definitely not when we have a more substantial health problem. Another group of foods that could possibly be a challenge are spices. Very strong spices may irritate. In other words, you may have trouble digesting very spicy food. So it's not time to go to eat Mexican food or Thai food. Or if you go, ask for foods that are a little bit less spicy because you don't want to have digestive issues. In terms of alcohol, alcohol is not recommended. We say that it could have an impact on hormone-based cancers because it increases the rates of estrogen in the blood, and that's not something that we want. So do we talk about complete stoppage of drinking alcohol? Maybe not, but we want to consume very little alcohol, and specifically during chemo when we're very fragile. Pops. We say that pops could give gas, and we want to avoid anything that may upset digestion. So the list of foods to avoid is not terribly long. There are a lot more foods to add to your diet. And a book that I discovered just this weekend, 3 days ago, it's a book that you should ask somebody to buy for you or by yourself. And those are the best recipes to cook during chemo or after. There are 100 some odd recipes. Perhaps you're already familiar with this book. It has been written by a chef, a woman whose husband has cancer, in collaboration with a physician who gave a bit of advice in the book to do the right things. So the recipes are absolutely intriguing. There's one called orange whipped tuna. So very small portions prepared with tuna, orange juice, mayo, a little bit of salt and pepper. That's an example. There is a chicken mousse, an apricot. If we only have a little bit of appetite, then this is great. There is whipped banana ginger. I'm looking at this book and I'm hungry just looking at the recipes. So just a bedside table book with magnificent illustrations, great ingredients that are chosen, small portions, and you will definitely not go overboard with these recipes. But you will have some fantastic ideas that will allow you to have some fun, even if your appetite isn't 100%. Other issues or questions that are often arise are, should we take nutritional supplements or multivitamin supplements? The answer is that we can consume a multivitamin, in other words, a vitamin that does not exceed 100% of our daily needs, but we avoid what we call a mega dose. So a vitamin all alone, like a tablet of vitamin C with a strong dose of vitamin E, we don't recommend this type of vitamin. We recommend it very, very infrequently, but specifically during chemo, we don't recommend this type of vitamin. So the multivitamin is not a problem because what you're doing is you're simply filling in some of the nutritional elements that you don't get or aren't getting in your food. However, vitamin D is a vitamin that we've been sort of rediscovering over the past few years. This vitamin, you can check for your vitamin D levels in a blood test, and you can see if you have enough of it or if you have a deficiency. And if you need, you can have a vitamin D supplement, which will give you will make you feel better and help you absorb calcium, help you with your muscular strength, and even help with the immune system. Another supplement that could be recommended in cases where you lose too much weight. Let's say that you are not eating enough and the chemo treatment made you lose a number of pounds and you're having trouble getting back to your healthy weight. So there are omega-3 supplements. They are fish fats, and these omega-3s can help you stabilize or maintain better nutritional status. So these are supplements that you can find at the drugstore. And temporarily, they can help you reestablish your nutritional status.